All right, welcome to our noontime Monday class. My name is Tracy. And today's class is just really going to be a little bit more about moving into all of the different joints and getting a little heat in the body with some flow, practicing a little balance. So getting into that grounding and then softening to get on with our day. So we're going to start off and kind of work our way down the body to get things moving. I'd like to start off with the neck. So we're just going to start by drawing the chin towards the chest, keeping that long, straight spine. Take a nice breath here. Feel the back of the neck stretching. And then we'll look up and stretch out the front. And as a nice smooth flow forwards and backwards, see if you can keep everything stationary except for those nice stretches in the front, on the back of the neck. And come on back. We're going to take the left ear to the left shoulder. So focus on letting those shoulders drop away from the ears and see if that ear can just keep chasing it, getting a little closer. Feel that stretch down the right side of the neck. And then gently bring it up and do it on the other side. Again, while we're holding the pose, we're going to still work on lowering the shoulders and dropping that ear a little closer. And then bring it to a nice smooth flow. So now the head is moving sideways, creating like a little archway, drawing a little rainbow over the shoulders. Nice. Let's go ahead and bring that chin to the chest once more. Just holding that back of the neck stretch. And then we're going to roll the head so that that left ear heads towards the left shoulder and then follow through. Big, smooth circles. So take your time here. This isn't something that we're trying to rush through. We're actually wanting to have a little communication with the body. Notice the sensations. Are you getting sensations in the shoulders? When you get to the front, take it into the other direction. Again, our goal is that from the sit bones up to the base of the neck, we want everything to be nice, stationary and strong, and just let that movement happen in the neck. And back to center. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of movement into the shoulders. I want to generate some heat first. So let's bring out those arms, and then we're going to bend the elbows to 45 or 90 degrees, keeping the upper arm parallel to the floor. Drop the fingertips towards the floor, and then bring them up. So notice here the tendency of the shoulders to want to lift up towards the ears when those fingers drop down. And see if you can convince those shoulders to stay relaxed. Wanting to feel some warmth up in the shoulder, up in those deltoids. Nice. All right, open the arms out. Stretch those fingers as far away from the center of the body as you can. We're going to take the left arm on top, right arm underneath. Give yourself a great big hug. And then round the back and just fold over. We want to bring it back up. We're going to take it onto the other side. So bring that other arm on top. Nice big hug and then round the back. Good. Reaching up. We're going to bring the hands to the floor in front of us. Round your back and just slide those hands forward. Pull them close to the body again. Lift the arms up and take them back behind. Press those fingertips into the ground. Pull the shoulder blades together. We're just going to press into the sit bones and into the hands. We want this very top part of the chest, the sternum, to lift to the sky. If it feels good to look up at the sky, you can do that, or you can just let the head fall back, whatever feels best in this little up bend. And come back. Nice. We're going to do a little bit of twisting action in that spine before we start moving up to the feet. So let's take that left hand and reach it back behind us. Take that right arm and reach it across to the left knee. Get tall in the spine. Look back over the back shoulder. And when you exhale, draw the belly button back towards the spine and see if you can get a little deeper in that twist. And release. And let's do it on the other side. Long in the spine. And then on the exhale, see if you can get that twist a little bit deeper. And bring it back. Arms out to the side. Let's take that into a flow. On the exhale, just twist, keeping that tall spine. On the inhale, reset back to center. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Great. One more time. And on the next inhale, lift those arms up overhead. Place those hands down on the floor, and we're going to roll over into a tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under those shoulders. Draw the belly button back. So we want to be protecting our lower back. We don't want to bend back too deep down here, so we're going to use our core muscles. And when we drop the belly, we're going to drop up here, like the bottom part of the ribs, that solar plexus area. So see if you can drop that down. Keep those abdominal muscles working with the head and the sit bones up into your cow pose. Exhale, round the back. While you're up here in your cat pose, go ahead and shake a little bit. Really stretch out those muscles along the spine. Intertwined with the ribs. Take a deep breath. And on the next inhale, pull it around to your cow pose. And while you're here, see if you can move things around a little bit. Oh, feel that nice stretch right here at the base of the ribs, out to the sides of the body. Do any movement that feels good. And then begin the flow of cat-cow. On the inhale is when our belly drops, expansion, and on the exhale, we think compression. Inhale and exhale. Do this a few more times. And sinking back into those hips. We haven't worked much in those hips yet. But let's come down into a nice child's pose, Balasana. Your arms can reach out in front or they can come down to the sides, whatever feels good in your body. Take your right hand, reach it back to the right ribs, and just look up over the shoulder. Feel that little twist. Breathe a couple times. This twist should be a little bit more focused up into the upper spine. So the spine that's located more between those shoulder blades. Come on back to center. Reach that left hand back to the left ribs. Press those fingers in. Feel that nice little twist. And take a few breaths here. Come on back. We're going to come up to the hands and knee. Turn the toes over and push into a downward dog. Go ahead and just alternate pressing one heel down at a time. We're just stretching out into the legs a little more now. Checking in with your hands. Palms are spread wide. And all of those fingers are gripping into the ground. So claw the ground. Keeping the weight up towards the fingers so your wrists feel light. Soft bend in the knees. Soft bend in the elbows. Ears fall away from the shoulders. Draw the belly button back and pull the hips back behind you. We're going to take our left leg and step it forward, however close to the left hand that you can. And we're just going to sink down into a nice little low lunge here. Take a couple breaths and then bring it back into downward dog. Do the same with that right leg. Step it up, however feels comfortable, and then sink those hips. Nice. You can even rock a little on that back foot. See how that changes the stretch into your hip. And bring it back to downward dog. Walk the feet forward. So we're going to take this slow. Take the heel of one foot, put it at the toes. Press that foot in so the other foot lifts. Step it up. Can even come to your fingertips until those feet come side to side. Ooh, just feel the stretch in the back of those legs. Bend those knees. Let the upper part of the body relax. Halfway lift. And deep fold. Sweep it up. And come on back into a mountain pose. We're going to take you through one smooth sun salutation. And then we'll just work on some standing poses. So find that Tadasana or Samastitihi, equal standing pose. Lift the arms up and forward fold. Bend the knees. Stretch into the hamstrings. Halfway lift. Come to a downward dog. Nice. Step the left foot forward and just sink nice and deep. And step back to downward dog. Good. Right foot forward. And sink. Step back to your downward dog. Walk those feet forward. Halfway lift. Deep fold. Reach it up. And back. I think we'll do that one more time. Here we go. Right into the next one. And forward fold. Let's feel a little warmth come with this one. Halfway lift, back to your downward dog. Left leg steps and sink, nice and deep. And back. Right foot steps and sink. And back. Walk those feet forward. Halfway lift. Deep fold. Arms lift. And return. Very nice. So we're going to come back into our equal standing, Samastitihi. Okay. Roll those shoulders back and down. And take a few breaths. With the feet, we're going to step them out a little bit wider now. So we're actually going to come into a wide-based Tadasana, a little bit wider than your hips. And slide your left leg back. Hands come to the waist. Draw that belly button back towards the spine. We're going to bend the front knee and lift the back heel. We're coming into our crescent pose here. The knee's going to stop over the ankle, but we're going to be drawing the inner thighs towards each other. So start to pull them towards each other. Feel those glutes start to wake up and feel yourself lock into the pose. We're going to bend that back knee just a little bit, slightly down and up. Down and up. We should start feeling a little bit more warmth. And just notice if you can get a little bit deeper into that knee tap, knee drop. But just do what feels good here. One more time. Come on back, squeeze everything together. We're going to take this nice and slow. So lift your arms up. Reach them out in front of you slightly as your whole torso, your whole chest reaches forward, and peel that back foot up. Ooh. Bring it forward, give it a little hug, and put it back down. Nice wide stance. Let's do it on the other side. So just step back with the right foot. Begin to bend the front knee and lift the back heel. Hands come onto the waist. You can always adjust the feet a little bit wider or pull them back a little bit closer to what feels good for you. Dropping that knee so that it hovers over the ankle. Squeeze those thighs together. Feel the lower body lock in. And let's just do little tiny bends. So this is going to be a little challenge into your ankles as well as all those stabilizer muscles in the legs. Maybe drop a little bit deeper. Smooth up and down. We're just going for some movement here, but we're also focusing on, with that flexibility, strength. Strength and flexibility. One more time. Great. Stay in your crescent pose. Lift those arms up. Begin that reaching forward. Peel the back leg up. Grab the knee. And shake it out. Whew. Nice. Just gonna reset here a little bit. I seem like I was a little high in the screen there. All right, we're gonna go nice and wide now. So now we're way further apart than the hips. We're gonna let those hips sway side to side. When you sway, I'd like for you to reach the hip under the other hip. So we're kind of tilting the pelvis a little bit here. Just a little bit. We want to find this fluidity. And take your left foot, turn the toes out to the side. Bend the knee and stop when that knee gets over the ankle. Open the arms up into your warrior two. Squeeze the glutes. So when we squeeze, we'll feel this opening up in the thighs. Those hips are going to pull underneath. But we're still going to be drawing the inner thighs towards each other. So start to pull them. See how that locks your feet in. And we're going to reach. So the back hand comes to the straight leg. The other hand reaches up into our reverse warrior. Keeping the legs anchored in. They haven't changed. Keep them locked in as we hinge into our extended side angle. Good. Opening the chest up towards the sky. And come on back into our warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Reach the hands. Here's where we're going to stack again. And drop into our Trikonasana, triangle pose. Again, open the chest. Pressing the feet in and squeezing the thighs together. Pull it up. We're going to take that foot, turn it back, pull the heels in slightly so the feet are at 45 degrees out. Hands come to the waist. Come on down into this goddess pose for the lower body. And we're going to swing those hips side to side. Good, nice and deep. Drop your right shoulder down across the body. And the other side. Come on back, let's come up. And let's put those feet forward again. And now the right toes turn out. Open the arms and bend that knee down into your warrior two. Just take a few breaths here. Focusing on the feet, base of the big toe. That front foot is going to press in. The whole pinky side edge of the back foot, driving you in, and then pull those thighs together and feel those hips stacking up underneath of the shoulders. Take it into your reverse warrior. Now this arm here, it's not putting any weight on that back leg. It's just this great reminder to avoid any collapsing in the back side of the body. Elbow comes to that knee into an extended side angle. Squeeze the glutes, pull the hips forward. Everything's in a nice straight line here. Open the chest up to the sky. Come on back to warrior two. Straighten that leg. Adjust the feet however you might need. And then reach over, stacking the hips. Drop into your triangle pose. Pulling those shoulder blades together to help open up the heart. Take a few breaths. Press into those feet to lift up. And turn the toes forward. Arms up, and then hands come to heart as we bend. Feet at a 45-degree goddess. Reach it up. Let's do a couple of goddesses. Exhale. up, exhale, and up. All right, to the left. Point the toes, warrior two. Reverse warrior. And then that elbow comes to the knee. We're gonna go through the same flow that we just went through, but now we're gonna do it a little bit more smoothly. Warrior two, straighten, triangle. Back to center, goddess. Bring it up. Let's do that to the other side. Warrior two. Reverse. Extended side angle. Back to warrior two and straighten. Triangle. And up. Goddess. Let's bring the breath into it. Inhale up. To the left. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse. And exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale into triangle. Inhale back to center. Goddess, exhale. There we go. And continue other side. Exhale. Reverse. Elbow to the knee. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Goddess. One more time each side. Now we should be feeling some warmth. Reverse warrior. Now, can we extend the breath and slow down the movement? And exhale. It's okay. If your body wants to breathe at its own pace, just have fun with the flow. Here we go. Warrior two. Reverse. Extended side angle. And reset. Triangle. Reach. Goddess. Reach, forward fold with those wide legs. Prasarita. Pavantanasana. We're gonna go through a little flow here. So we'll just start with fingertips down, onto down, pressing the feet into the ground, as if you were trying to push the floor apart. You feel the backs of the legs release. Your head can reach towards the ground. See if you can push the front of the thighs back through the back of the thighs. Go on to a halfway lift. Place your hands on the waist. We're going to bring ourselves back up. And we're going to take it to a little bit deeper. So at this time, interlace your fingers back behind your back. Pull the shoulder blades together. Press those feet in and hinge forward. So we're going to do all the same things with the feet. Pressing in, feel the quads pushing out through the hamstrings. And as we are pressing in and feeling that fold, see if we can get a little more release into the shoulders and reach those hands knuckled, interlaced towards the floor. And come on up. Nice, lift those arms up. Let's come back into a forward fold again. This time we're going to bend one knee and walk whole body over to that bent knee. So I'm going to take us into a flow that's going to build intensity. This is going to create a challenge of compression in the chest to fill the lungs with air when we breathe. So I want you to find the right amount of challenge for you, and the goal is to find places to put the breath. We're just starting right now to get into the legs. Let's walk those hands over to the other side. And let the other leg go straight, toes point up, just sinking into the stretch first. Good. You can take it back and forth a few times. Just get a little bit more movement into those hips. Activate the muscles in the legs. All right. So now what I'd like you to do is walk your hands around to the outside. You're going to pivot that back foot so that we come into a low lunge here. So this is where we're going to stop. The focus right now is to stretch into the hip flexors. And then walk the hands back to the inside, take it over to the other side, and go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side here. So just drop into that low lunge, the knee drops to the floor. Brace into the core, protect that lower back. Stretch into the hip flexors. This is going to stretch into the quadriceps too, depending on how deep you'd like to take it. Chest stays lifted, shoulder blades drop down the back. Breathe nice and deep. All right, we're going to walk those hands around. I'm going to change my direction here. I want us to, I'd like to show how we're going to continue to rotate. So I'm going to come to the other leg. I'm going to walk around like that low lunge. But now I want this hip to start reaching to the ground. So my front foot, I'm going to turn. And I'm going to start letting that hip drop. So right here, my hands are going to hold me. I'm going to keep bending my elbows. So I'm not going to lock out my arms. And I'm going to start feeling this extra deep stretch here, just below my ribs. Go ahead and breathe. Good. All right. And I'm going to rotate back around. Take it to the other side. Walk those hands, turn my foot, and drop the hips towards the floor. So if this is intense, you can always have a block or a blanket folded up. My goal is to feel stretching here in my hips. And that all of those muscles connected to that iliac crest, the top of the hip bone. Should be feeling a great stretch here. And go ahead and take it out. Maybe we can go a little deeper. Maybe you want to stay at one of those other levels. So I'm going to come back to that previous, and now if I can take it a little deeper, Reach my hand to the outside of that bent knee. Look back over the back shoulder. Breathing deep. Noticing now that stretch is going to be up at the bottom of the ribs. Those lower ribs are going to be feeling some stretching. And now I'm going to use my breath to find more flexibility. If it's available, you can even reach that hand back behind you and begin to twist the chest up towards the sky. But again, our focus is to breathe. So if you're not able to get a good breath, take yourself out of it. Let your body tell you where the best spot is. We're going to take it one more time over to the other side. And decide where you'd like the stretch to go. All right, so since we're here, we can bend that knee and come to seated. Check that out. You can come right into a modified Gomukhasana legs. Find those sit bones. Just take a few breaths here. Notice if you have any differences in the expansion of the lungs. If you want to bring a little bit of a twist, you can wrap the opposite arm around that top leg. Come on into a nice twist here. See how it feels to breathe in, searching for more expansion. And go ahead and unwind. I'm going to take it across to the other side. So bring that opposite heel across to the buttock. The other foot just hops over. And we're going to find our sit bones. Let the legs adjust however they need to. Our goal is for those sit bones to be grounded so the spine can be balanced and tall. And we're gonna add that twist if that feels good for you. And release. We're gonna unwrap those legs. We're gonna pull your right foot into the center line of the body and let the left leg reach out to the side. Feeling those sit bones. We're gonna place the back of the left hand against the inner leg, and we're gonna just slide towards the foot. Staying long in the spine. Parivriti Janu Shirshasana. You should really be giving a great stretch here along that upper side of the body. And if you feel like you could take a little deeper, you can reach the arm up so that the hand hovers over those toes. The goal is that the chest stays open. So just ensure that the shoulders at least stay stacked on top of each other here. And let's switch. Grounding into the sit bones. And just begin that side bend. If you want to get deeper, you can bring that hand, hover over the toes. Pull the chest forward. And breathe. Come on back. Let's take it to an inner thigh stretch, those adductor muscles. Let's go into a nice wide angle. Chest stays lifted, and we're just going to hinge forward. So the pubic bone, the belly button, those are reaching towards the floor, but the chest stays lifted. The heart floating. Focus of the stretch is going to be in the inner thigh here. And the back should feel supported, released. Maybe we can bring it down a little bit deeper. If when you come deeper, the stretch comes out of the legs and you round the back and feel it more into the back, go ahead and bring yourself up out of it. Our goal is an inner thigh stretch. Let's come into Yoga-Traci. So pulling back in that right foot, it's going to press up against the left leg, which is straightened out in front of us. We're going to reach those arms up overhead and come down, letting the hands come to the knee, the shin, the ankle, the big toe, the foot. The belly button is kissing the thigh, the chest is reaching towards the toes. The stretch is in the back of the leg. Gently back yourself up, just partially out of it. We're going to walk our hands to the outside of the leg and just let yourself hinge down. So this is just a little bit of a shift. You're still going to feel the stretch in the back of the legs, but it's going to be more to the outer part of those hamstrings. And bring it up, and let's just do it on the other side. Coming forward to your Yoga-Traci, knee to head pose. Heart stays lifted and the stretch is in the back of the legs. Lifting up, walking towards the outside, and then hinging forward, taking that to a more lateral stretch. You're going to bring those hips to the center of your mat. Grab those knees and pull yourself back into Vipassana. Let the lower back soften into the mat. Your shoulder blades release. You're going to take the right leg and let it go straight and hug that left knee. Nice and tight to the chest. Gently let the knee come off to the side. Opening up into the hip. So we're going to bring the leg over to the other side. So you can let the foot come down to the ground, or you can straighten the leg out a little bit and let that straightened leg come across. Whichever way you choose, our focus is a spinal twist. So you can reach back with the other leg, other arm. And then just let yourself soften into that release into the back. And then we'll just gently bring ourselves back onto our backs, pull both knees back up again, and this time switch. Let that left leg go straight and that right knee gets hugged to the chest. Gently let it open up. And then however feels best for your body, to take that leg up and over, bring the knee or the foot across. And then come on into your twist. Softening the shoulders into the ground. Allowing the muscles of the belly to release, to increase our twisting in the spine. Bringing our awareness more deeply into the breath. As we gently bring ourselves back to center. Bring those knees to the chest. And allow yourself any final movements, any wiggles, any stretches, any poses to release and prepare your body for just a final moment of release in your Shavasana. And when you're ready, allow the body to just soften. Finding a comfortable position. Softening the shoulders, the legs, the hips, the arms. Just feel the breath washing over the body, creating the calmness, quietness, peacefulness. Notice any tension in the jaw. Just allow that to soften and release. Notice any tension at the third eye, the center of the brow. Just feel that space melting. Allowing ourselves to just release the practice. Release our expectations. Release any stresses or frustrations. Just be in the moment, in the breath. Honoring the light that's within all of us. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.